Hello everybody, this is an instructional video from Mr. Brackett, and I'm introducing you to a concept called FollowMe printing, and it's going to be one of our upcoming steps in changing the way that we print in the district. So let's get started. FollowMe printing is really a process where you will print things from your computers, and then those print jobs will go to a holding space on the network, and they will stay in that holding space on the network until you release them by arriving at one of the major copiers in the district and signing in with your code number or your card or your user credentials, and then you will be able to print that print job that you sent from your computer while you're standing at the copier. And so what this is going to do, hopefully, is cut down on a lot of waste that happens in the district when people print things but then they never go and pick them up, or they print something but somebody else picks their print up by mistake and then discovers that they have somebody else's print in their hand and then throws it away because it's not theirs. You know, there are a number of different reasons why the printing that we're doing in the district is creating a lot of waste. But FollowMe printing is going to help us with a lot of that. So the first thing that this process is going to involve is adding a new print queue to your computer. You can do this right now. It's set and ready to go. You go to printers and scanners and click add a printer, and then you'll scroll down to this place where it says the printer that I want isn't listed, and you'll click that. And then you'll go, this is similar to the way that you've always added printers. Select a shared printer and you'll do /print/, and then this is the list that you're used to seeing. What's different here is this queue right here, which is called Kyocera MFP_8 virtual queue. And I'm going to click next and install that on my computer. I'm not going to do it here because I've already done it here. What it will end up doing for you is when you go to your printers list, you'll see that you have this Kyocera MFP_8 virtual queue. And so then let's say I want to print something like this, for example. I'm going to go and hit print, and then I'm going to select Kyocera virtual queue, and I'm going to, once I've selected that, I'm going to hit print. And what this does now is sends my print job off to a queue, just like it always does. But there are no printers in the district right now anywhere that are printing this job. Instead, it's being held in a holding space on the network until I release it from the holding space by arriving at a copier. So now here I am, I'm standing in front of a copier in the high school teachers lounge. You can see that it's expecting me to sign in, and so this is the sign-in screen you're used to seeing, and I swipe my card, and then what you can see is that it says my name, and it's got over here, you see it says held the print jobs, and it says ownership instructions, which is the job that I sent from my computer. And so if I click on that, then the information for that document shows up. Ownership instructions, the time I printed it,
what machine it came from, what computer, how many pages it is. And what I can do is I can print it. Or, maybe I show up and I see this print job there and I'm like, oh, I printed that 3 days ago. I don't want it anymore. I could click cancel and get rid of it. I'm going to print it. And so then it says your job has been queued for printing. And the copier is going to print. You can see that it's firing up. And it's going to spit out my print job while I'm standing in front of the copier. And there it is. If I go back to the interface on the copier, you can see it says there are no print jobs awaiting release. So I could log in and use the device's normal copying and scanning and faxing functions. Or I could just log out, which is what I'm going to do. And then we're back to being logged out of the copier.
So now here I am back at my computer, and I've got this copy of this document in my hand, and I'm happy. But I want to show you how this helps us as a district. Eventually, when you think of all of the printers that all of you have installed on your different computers, you might have, this is a media center printer. This is a copier in the office. You might have more than this installed on your machine. In the future, the only one that we'll have to install is this one, because then that will release to one of the big 7 or 8 copiers in the district. You might install smaller ones, like I might still have this one installed because it's not one of the big copiers, but I could remove these, because if I needed to print to that device, I would print to the virtual queue and then release that print job once I got to there. So you can do that by removing the device. And when you click remove device, it says, are you sure? And I say, yes, I'm sure. I would remove both instances of that, because now when I want to print to any of the big copiers, I'm going to print to this, and I'm going to release my print jobs once I get there. And eventually down the road a little ways, once everybody's had a chance to get used to the system, we will stop publishing those big copiers as print locations, and instead this will be the place where you'll install the virtual queue. And then if you want it to come out at one of those copiers, it'll be waiting for you in the virtual queue. So that's about it. And again, we want to move in this direction to save people from printing things that they don't ever end up with in their hands, or maybe you print something by mistake, or maybe you print something and then you decide later that you really didn't need a print of it. You could cancel that job from the queue. So this virtual queue and FollowMe printing is going to be the way that we're headed in the district. So as always, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.